So what do you guys think the biggest thing for the Montreal Canadiens to improve on is this season, or going forward even for the offseason? Do you believe that it's goaltending, defense, center? I mean, honestly, center is actually not nearly as bad as I thought. I actually think that they've improved quite a bit there. Honestly, I would look at defense and definitely goaltending to try to get some kind of elite goalie, although, you know what, Jacob Fowler might be the future, but of course that's not guaranteed. But the one thing the Montreal Canadiens have done very well is score goals. They've improved their possession, and they consistently score goals. That is for damn sure. But there is some players that I don't think that they should re-sign, even if they have the opportunity to do that. This is what we're talking about in this video, but welcome back to Pixel Plus Hockey. If you can make sure to hit that subscribe button, it'd be so greatly appreciated, and thank you so much to those that are already supporting me as well. It is very humbling. And listen, I have been the type of YouTuber that I actually have defended Patrik Laine quite a bit. I mean, he's a bit of a power play specialist, but here's the thing. It's really hard to score goals in the National Hockey League, and he has the ability to do that. I'm kind of cooling off on that now. Now that I've seen so much time with the Montreal Canadiens been without Laine, I'm kind of sitting here and being like, you might want to save the cap dollars. And honestly, any other team that might consider signing Laine, I mean, look at how the Montreal Canadiens were continued to be pretty good. I mean, he's played 5 games this year, and the Montreal Canadiens are tied for like 3rd in the league in terms of goals per game. Like, I mean, nobody's going to overtake the Colorado Avalanche, but it is what it is. Question of the video: would you try to re-sign Patrik Laine? Would you throw him out any offer at all? Or would you completely move on from Patrik Laine? I mean, I maybe would try to lowball him, but I would not pay him that much at all. I have completely changed my tune on Patrik Laine. And the reality is, the tone that we're getting from insiders right now is that it does not look like the Montreal Canadiens are that interested. And here we have an interesting quote from the Sick Podcast with Tony Marinaro. Will Patrik Laine ever play another game for the Go Habs Go? Eric Ingles. I don't think anybody has a definitive answer on that. Tony Marinaro, close quote. That's pretty damning. There's people that are close to Montreal that are saying, I don't even think that this guy's even signing here or going to play any more games for the Montreal Canadiens, and that's pretty wild. Now, of course, we don't want to bad name guys like this. We do know that Patrik Laine has had some off-ice difficulties. I'm certainly not going to bury him for that. Perhaps that has weighed on him this year. I mean, hockey players do have things that affect them outside of their life. And, you know, yes, last year he did have 20 goals in 52 games. And I was like, man, like that's a pretty good pace. It's like, what, on pace for like 35, sometimes 40 goals if he heated up. Like, that's pretty darn good. And he showed consistency and being able to score goals. It just kind of looks like this is a better situation for the Montreal Canadiens to move on, especially with Ivan Demidov, who his point per game has been excellent, and what an excellent draft pick for the Montreal Canadiens. I mean, here's the thing. It is kind of interesting when it comes to Patrik Laine as well, because we have a 27-year-old, and he shoots right, power play specialist, but he's getting paid $8.7 million right now. And this is the difficulty. He is an unrestricted free agent at the age of 28 next year, okay? And 8.7. I don't even think I would pay him that. Okay, I wouldn't even pay him that. I would lowball the hell out of him. I wouldn't give him that at all. And here's another thing. He's going to unrestricted free agency. That's number one. Number two, this unrestricted free agency this year is not going to be that good. There's not going to be a lot of players available. You're going to have like Kiefer Sherwood and Bobby McMahon and guys like that are getting paid like crazy. So Patrik Laine arguably might be able to stand out in that group of players. And then you look at it like, if he goes to unrestricted free agency, what are the odds that this player gets overpaid? This is what I'm worried about with him. And and all of this is adding up to them having an excellent, team without Patrik Laine, and just saying maybe it is better to move on. Now, shifting gears, we do know that Kirby Dach did return tonight against the Wild, and we got some really interesting news and information on Kirby Dach, and honestly, I'm okay with how they're dealing with Kirby Dach. Drop it below. What do you guys think about how they're dealing with Kirby Dach? Because I'm completely fine with this, mostly because my expectations were very set with Kirby Dach. I didn't expect him to play like 80 games or even 70 games this year. Renat Lavoie talked about it on BPM Sports airwaves. Dach was given the green light in recent weeks to return to play, but the player himself didn't always feel 100%. He didn't want to rush things because he knows his injury history, and it also aligns with the Canadiens' plan, which wanted to take its time with number 77, close quote. So that's actually really good that the player and him are working together, or the team and him, are working together to say, hey, let's take it easy with this guy. He has a lot of injury history, and this is what I've been an advocate for. If you have an injury-prone player, just take it easy on him. Make sure he's good. Make sure, talk to him. Communicate with the medical staff. You might even have to do some kind of rest with the player in general, right? Like, just give him more rest than he even needs. And here we have another really interesting quote. Dach, who is in the final year of his contract, has things to prove before the end of the schedule if he wants another opportunity in Montreal. He wanted to be at the top of his game to give himself the best possible chance to meet the challenge, close quote. Now, here's the thing. It's very hard to convince players to stay out of the lineup. A lot of them are very, very competitive. But, I mean, this is another player that's in the final year of his contract who, I don't know about you guys, but, like, he's not a type that I don't mind Kirby Dach. I don't, like, hate him or anything like that, but I would be very, 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 very harsh on whether I want to continue keeping him, right? Because he's the type of player that he just, you have to expect him to get injured. You have to expect him to probably play, 40 games? He's coming off a $3.3 million cap hit, and he's a restricted free agent, so that's good. So the Montreal Canadiens don't have to rush to anything because he's a restricted free agent anyway. And you're looking at this situation saying, I don't know, man. I would just probably, I don't know if I would walk on him, but I would probably try to increase his value, and even try to use him as a trade chip might not be a bad option. Or option 2 with Kirby Dach, you could try to lowball him, right? Because if he's willing to stick around and you lowball him, you might be able to get a lot of value out of him, because he still has some level of offensive value. I mean, 7 points in 16 games, 22 points in 57 games. I would not pay $3.3 million for that. I don't care if the cap is going up. Cap management is key, and you do not pay players that much that are, I mean, he played, the most he's ever played in his career is 70, and he hasn't played, he's only, for the Montreal Canadiens, the most he's ever played is 58 games. So 58 games is like one of the best years ever for him since he came to the Montreal Canadiens. Do you understand what I mean? So when it comes to Kirby Dach, you just kind of got to be understanding that, I don't know. I just would either lowball him or trade him. Those would be the two options for me. Anyways, guys, I'm going to leave this video here. If you can make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, I would greatly appreciate it, guys, and make sure to have a great day. Goodbye, guys.